Well, welcome. This is the Police Federal Credit Union of Omaha Flu Family News Q&A session. This is session number 6. If my senile mind doesn't get this wrong, if you've been here for one of the other ones or watched the recording, I'm Ken Bader. I have the pleasure of running the Police Officers Credit Union Association and the privilege of not only being a facilitator for the sessions, but also for having worked with Police Federal Credit Union of Omaha in different capacities for quite a while. And we really appreciate them bringing these sessions here. And we have another great session today with Zach Lake. And no, that's not the watering hole that your old grandfather took you to catch bluegills when you were a little kid. It's actually a person named Zach Lake, and he is from Route 66 Extended Warranty. And we're going to dig into what you should be looking for, as well as even what an extended warranty really is. You know, Zach, welcome to our session, man.
Well, hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate the opportunity to be here, and Tiffany invited me on, so I think it's a great opportunity to talk a little bit about what we do and how we can help your members.
So let's jump right into it. And maybe this is my ignorance. I certainly know of extended warranties, but maybe there's some other people like me that aren't in the business. That really just don't know exactly what an extended warranty is. So what is an extended warranty, and why would any of our members at Police Federal Credit Union of Omaha care about it, or why should they?
Sure. Yeah, so that's a great question. And basically, I'll start off by saying what I like to actually refer to an extended warranty is it's mechanical breakdown protection. Okay, so when your vehicle breaks down on the side of the road, our company tows you to the nearest shop, gets the vehicle fixed, and gets you back on the road. So what we're designed to do is we're designed to help give you some peace of mind that if you're ever in that situation, that you're not going to have those expenses, that you're not going to have to worry about what to do. You're not going to have to figure out what to do with your kids while you have someone come save you on I-80 or something like that. So that's exactly what we do. That's what we kind of think of an extended warranty. If we think about it in the breakdown scenarios, I mean, obviously that's a very high stress situation. And if we can help relieve some of that stress from some of your members, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, interesting. So you can break down on I-80. It's not just if you break down on Route 66.
Exactly. Yeah, you can break down anywhere you want. And that's also that's a good segue though, because Route 66 does cover you and protect you no matter where you're at. You can roll, so if we're traveling on I-80 and we're going to go straight out west and we're going to hit Utah or something like that, you break down in Utah, we're just going to get you towed to the nearest shop and get you fixed then as well too. We don't have to go to any specific shops at all. So yes, if we're on Route 66, you're going down through Arizona or whatever, we can fix you there too. So no matter where you're at, we can get you taken care of.
Nice. Good point. I'm familiar with Route 66, being from Chicago and now living in Los Angeles. I've driven it a few times, but I've never had my kicks, as the song goes. Back into serious mode, though, you brought up a good point that I want to dig into a little bit more. Is that it's not always just about the car breaking down. Yeah, I know I have 2 old cars myself, and it's never, it's never convenient where it's a week where there's not a whole heck of a lot going on, where it's like, oh, okay, the engine light came on. All right, well, the next 3 days I don't have much in my schedule. I'll take it when I can and have them take a look at it. It's always, when, you're driving to Vegas in the middle of, 95-degree desert, and all of a sudden there's a problem. So talk about your service, because you mentioned, with the kids and a lot of other things, how your service, helps to add some peace of mind and some calmness when that happens.
Yeah, what in your exact scenario is perfect, because all of our services, obviously we do correct and we do work on the vehicles at the shops. We get those repaired, but all of our plans come with emergency roadside service. So you break down, you have a flat tire, you need a jump start, you need towing to anywhere. That's kind of where else we step in there as well too. All of our services are $0 deductible on the repairs, and then we pay the towing service or whatever to get you to that nearest shop. Which once again, that's an added expense that members are not thinking about when they're going on that trip, right? They're not anticipating that they're going to break down. They're anticipating they're going to get to Vegas and have a good time and be able to spend their $300, $400, $500 on gambling instead of $300, $400, $500 on car repairs. That's not very fun to do. So that's what we're here to help them do.
Yeah. I don't know if you lose that $300 to $500 faster on car repairs or at the blackjack table, but maybe that's session number 7. Who knows? Any questions from? Told you this was going to be a fun one. Any questions from our audience, either via the chat or if somebody wants to chime in here real quick?
Or just a statement in regard to the towing. That's excellent information because, when you're at home, you're thinking, okay, the car's got to be towed and it's 3 miles down the road or whatever, where you usually go. But when you're traveling, especially when you're traveling, like we drive to Arizona, there's some desolate areas. So, you could easily have to be towed 100 miles to get to the nearest shop. So just good additional information.
Members don't have to upfront the expenses, correct? Those are all authorized and paid for by Route 66. It's not like the members have to front the money and then ask for reimbursement later.
Yeah, correct. So on the repair side, it's most definitely the way it works. So on the repair side, we pre-authorize what the repair is going to cost. The shop does it for that cost, and then we pay the shop directly without having to reimburse the member or anything like that. On the towing and things like that, what we do is we do pay for the first $50 of that tow, and then if it's a 100-mile tow like Mary was talking about, then we work with that member to try to get some of those other expenses paid as well too, because they will be a little bit out of pocket on that, because the initial thing we authorize is just the $50 expense. I will say a little asterisk on that. Keep that in mind, that's probably going to change here very soon. It's that dollar amount's going to go up a little bit.
As an expert in these warranties, give us some of the pitfalls or don'ts, if you will, when it comes to long-term vehicle service contracts and what people should be looking for.
Well, I think the thing that everybody knows is that when they go to a dealership, okay, and they're buying a vehicle, they're going to be offered some kind of plan. They're going to be offered gap programs. They're going to be offered paint protection. They're going to be offered extended warranty. Okay. And what I'll tell you is the first pitfall you can do is to understand, number one, that the credit union has a completely different relationship with that member than the dealership does. The dealership has that relationship with them for the next 60 minutes, as long as they need to be there for them to sign the paperwork and get them out the door. Okay. They want to load them up with as many products as they can. The credit union has a relationship with that member for the next 60 months or 72 months, and probably even way longer than that. Okay, so the credit union has a little bit more of a vested interest in that member and wants to make sure that that member is protected for all kinds of different what-if scenarios.
Sure.
And so the number one pitfall I would tell you is I don't think it's bad to listen to what the dealership has to say, but then I would go back to your credit union who really has your best interest at heart. And listen to what they have to say. The credit union has done a job already of vetting all the companies that they use, and they do a very good job of doing that. And they want to make sure that their members are protected for the longest term because they want to maintain that relationship with the member. So that's the number one probably pitfall that I would say. I will just tell it right off the top: cost is going to be a major thing. You're going to you're going to pay basically wholesale pricing at the credit union, or you're paying retail pricing at the dealership. And they want to get as much money as they can out of you in that short period of time. The credit union doesn't do that. That's not the way the credit union does business.
Yeah, that's a great point. Every dealer is different, and I would certainly like to think that most are above board. But even if you're buying a Ford, one Ford dealership may very well be different and have a different culture than another Ford dealership, given the ownership and so forth. And also, although this isn't my expertise, and maybe you could speak to this, it's a little bit off the rails, but I understand that for many dealers, they really don't make a whole heck of a lot of money on the car itself. that where they really make the money is in these ancillary services, the service, the warranties, the service shop even. Is that correct, or am I off base?
No, you are exactly right, and that's where they make a lot of their money. That's why those finance guys get paid quite a bit of money to do that. And I won't want to speak as how much they make, but what I would say is that when you go in there and you're initially offered like I said, an extended warranty for, I don't know, $4,000 and a gap for $1,000. And then they magically can go back to their manager and they'll say, you know what, I've done a great job for you. I got this $4,000 warranty down to $3,000, and I've lowered the gap price from $1,000 to $800. How does that sound? And you feel like you've won. But what I would tell you is go to your credit union first and find out what they're charging for those products. I don't know exactly what the police credit union charges for their gap program, but I guarantee it's about half of typically what the dealerships charge. And the same would go for the extended warranty or the breakdown protection as well. Typically, the credit union can offer a better product with longer time, better terms than what the dealership can. And there's deductibles typically on the dealership side. There's no deductibles with Route 66. And it's just overall, if you really look at it and compare the apples to apples, the credit union is going to win 99 times out of 100. It's just a better deal, and they really, really do the job to protect that member.
Yeah, that's an excellent point, Zach. And we certainly don't want to make this a commercial or an infomercial just for Police Federal Credit Union, but personally, having worked with credit unions for a long time, I know that they're going to shoot you straight. Exactly. 9 times out of 10, even if, and I've actually seen this, when the dealer does have a better deal, they'll tell you that. And they'll be very clear with you because they're more interested in the long-term relationship. Yeah, this is an interesting question. Maybe Tiffany or Mary can chime in as well if need be. But I know I've had a few conversations with police credit unions, in that many times they have conversations with their law enforcement members in that, I know you want this great, beautiful new car or new truck with all these bells and whistles, but you know what? There's 3 or 4 used cars that only have like a year and a half in, maybe 15,000 miles, that aren't that much different than the brand new vehicle that you're looking at, where you could save on the depreciation and save quite a bit of money as well, and get just about what you're looking for too. How often does that really make the better sense? And also, is that a good time to start talking about Route 66 extended warranty or something like that? And that, hey, you know what? If you buy this used car, which is basically the same type of vehicle, you could come to the credit union and use this Route 66 extended warranty and get as good or a better deal than maybe you're getting with a new car at the dealership. Am I off base, or is there something to that?
Well, I'll let Tiffany and Mary jump in and answer the question on what they talk to their members about. But what I will tell you from the Route 66 standpoint is that you can sell our plan on any vehicle, anytime, anywhere. Mm-hmm. So we don't really care if it's brand new. It's that there's still times when it makes sense, and if it's used, it makes a lot of sense as well too. But for the the directing of the member, we'll let Mary or Tiffany speak to that.
Yeah, one of the things that I really like about the Route 66 plan is that it can be added at any time. A lot of times members will purchase an extended warranty at the dealership on a brand new vehicle, and they're already getting a manufacturer warranty. Like, say that they've got a 3-year, 36,000 mile warranty. What they don't realize is they think that extended warranty kicks in when their dealership warranty ends. It really doesn't. It runs concurrently. So we have a lot of these members that don't even keep the car that 36-month period of time, or the 36,000 miles. So we always advocate, let's purchase the warranty before the vehicle is out of your manufacturer warranty, because you're always going to get the better pricing on that. And Zach can kind of talk on that in a second. But, then you're not if you go to cancel that, say you traded in 2 years and you have 27,000, they're still going to prorate that warranty, even though you were covered under the manufacturer warranty. And you may not like that vehicle. You may decide that, like an electric car is not a good fit for you. You don't have anywhere to plug it in at work. So that's one of the things that we really like and we advocate. Let's just add it before your manufacturer is up and not necessarily at the same time, so that you're not paying for those 2 warranties that are running concurrently.
Does that mean that Mary doesn't let people plug in all their cars in the parking lot of Police Federal Credit Union of Omaha?
It does not. If you need a charge here, you're out of luck, Ken.
I'm never bringing my cell phone to your credit union, that's for sure.
We don't have a charging station yet.
Well, maybe that's a branding opportunity we'll talk about some other day. But getting back to that was an excellent point, and it was one of my questions on is there an actual value a consumer can put on an extended warranty? Yeah, maybe you could talk, you already kind of alluded to it. Is there an actual hard dollar value, or is it just the value of the peace of mind of having it, or is there another aspect there?
Well, you're right. It's extremely hard to put an actual dollar value to it because it's going to, it's just like insurance, right? Insurance works out really, really well for the guy who just hit a pole, but it doesn't work out so good for the guy who's a very safe driver. However, vehicles are made to break down, and I will tell you that the most used protection product that we have, or the credit union will have, is almost always going to be the extended warranty or the breakdown protection. And that's a good thing. If we think about the other kind of protection products that the credit union has, they've got GAP. They maybe have depreciation protection or some kind of version of that. They maybe have some kind of creditor life or disability. So if you're using those products, that means you're totaling out your vehicle, or you're either sick or injured, or you pass away. Okay, so if we're going to choose one, if we're going to pick one, let's have it be the car breakdown instead. Okay, so it will be the most used product that your members have. And typically what we find out is about 75% of members actually get some benefit from the warranty itself. Instead of on the GAP side, which is extremely important to have, especially in today's world where the vehicle's values are a little bit elevated. But you're seeing those be used a little bit less often than the Route 66 version. So those are just some things to think about. So to put an actual value on it, it is the peace of mind. It's the what if situation. It's like, what if your vehicle breaks down? How are you going to be able to pay for it? Because obviously you need that vehicle to get you to and from work. You need to get it to and from kid activities, things like that. How are you going to be able to do that? Or are you going to have to skip your next monthly payment or next 2 or 3 monthly payments to get that vehicle repaired because my budget's too tight to make that happen? So that's kind of what the value really is.
Here may be the number one question, which is, what is the number one tip when it comes to warranties that you could share with our audience? If they don't take anything else away from our discussion, what is that number one, Zach?
The number one tip I would tell you is that most members, and if they're like me, they don't have a ton of money over there sitting in the savings account to prepare for those rainy day situations. So when that car breaks down, which it inevitably will do at some point, what is the plan? There was a study done not very long ago that says that you should save roughly $650 per year just for vehicle repairs. Okay, which means the member should be putting aside $50 to $55 a month in a savings account and just using that for when that repair inevitably happens. Okay, what I would also tell you is that typically with your standard cost for the Route 66, it's going to run you about $1 a day, so $30 a month. So we can spend $30 a month and add it into my loan, or I can spend $55 a month and put it in my savings account and then just pull it out when I need it. Obviously, you're going to save a little bit of money. And as Tiffany talked about, you can add this at any single time. So if you're buying a brand new vehicle, maybe it doesn't make sense for you because you do already buy a manufacturer's warranty. There are certainly times where it still makes sense. If I drive a whole lot of miles, which I do for my job, so I'm driving between 30 and 40,000 miles a year. Well, I'm going to have this vehicle for 4 or 5 years, 6 years, and I'm going to drive out of my manufacturer's warranty within about the first year. Okay, so then what am I going to do after that point? So let's go ahead and add it in today when everything is good, the rates are low, everything works really well for me. And then I won't have to worry about it when my odometer rolls over that 36,000 mile mark. Okay.
Sure.
But if that's not you and you only drive, 5,000 miles a year, yeah, let's wait till those first 3 years end, and then let's go ahead and add it in there right before it ends, because you still get the kind of some preferred pricing. It's all risk-based model. So the more used a vehicle becomes, the higher risk it is for breakdowns. And so the pricing goes up a little bit.
Got it. And the last question that I have for you and the credit union is how best to learn more about extended warranties.
Well, I think Jan is just fabulous here. So she's one of my favorite people on the planet. So I would definitely call in and talk to her and ask her and she's very, very knowledgeable about the product. If there's ever any questions that she can't answer, we have an 800 number that she can call and get the information. Oftentimes we can have members sit down and talk to us directly because they're concerned, is one specific part covered because this broke down on me previously? And we can sit down with our claims advisors and say, yes, it is, or no, it's not going to be covered. She has those resources as well. I'm sure Tiffany's very skilled in what she does as well too. So I mean, there's lots and lots of resources here at the credit union locally. But I'll always, if they ever have any additional questions, Jan has always been free to give out my cell phone number, and they can call me directly and ask me if this is covered or if not, or what's the terms on the plan, or whatever questions they may have.
You can call Jan 402-391-4040 and hit number 1 for the loan department and ask for Jan. I know that we also have some information on our website regarding the warranties as well. So if you need some basic information, check out our website. Need more details, give Jan a call.
All right, Jan is the person. We've established it here. But Zach, you are the guy today. Thanks so much for being with us and giving us some real valuable information. I know myself, not being a car warranty or loan expert, I learned things today. So thank you, Zach. We appreciate you being here.
Well, I really appreciate the time, and I will say that it doesn't end here. I mean, so if other questions come in, Tiffany or Jan or Mary or whoever can email me those questions if they want to, and I can answer members directly or just give that information out. So I'm not going away. I'll probably be doing this for a long time. So.
Got it. Thanks again. A lot of very valuable information, very insightful. And thank you for everybody that's either joined us here live or is watching the video of this Blue Family News Q&A session. And we're already working on session number 7, and we'll be bringing information to you on that very soon. Thank you for watching the Blue Family News Q&A series, brought to you by Police Federal Credit Union of Omaha. To learn more about Police Federal Credit Union of Omaha, go to opfcu.net.